And then, anyone who hasn't seen it, they should go and look at your campaigns, like As British As, the campaign you guys did with the tea and stuff like that. It was a wonderful campaign, very, very clever in the way it's executed. So my question to you really is like, when you're kind of coming on, because when you first came on, I'm sure like Penny Appeal was kind of like, taking shape and taking form. What's the kind of core things you did, like, in these last, I think 9 years or 6 years? What have you been kind of doing, and what's been the main role that you've been playing?
Myself personally, I suppose myself personally is, I suppose, two main things. Number one is the relationships in the office. Um, for a long time, we didn't actually have an HR department, because I always felt that HR is the job of the leader. So it's my job to be resolving people's issues. It's my job to have the finger on the pulse in terms of people, how they're feeling, etc., etc. That was all until I met someone who knew HR significantly better than I do. HR. So when Samir came on board, alhamdulillah, then actually was, oh, I see, that's how it's supposed to be done. I'll leave you to it now. Yeah? So she's taught me a thing or two. Again, I've always said that leadership's around being able to manage people who are smarter than you. If you can manage people who are smarter than you, who you'll also learn from too, that's actually one of the core essences of leadership. Because then, they make you look good. There's a mantra in the office, we say it's teamwork that makes the dream work. But the reality is, look, it really is this team that's made the dream work. If you were to come into Pennyfield and say, identify the one person who made this magic happen, you really genuinely couldn't. You say, oh, actually, there was a bit of him, and there was a bit of her. I can see there's a bit of him in it, and I can see because that's the reality of what actually happened. You empower the right people, and I accept sometimes it's really hard to find the right people, but if you empower the right people, and you learn how to be comfortable when if I'm sitting in the big chair, and I'm still learning from them, and I'm still taking direction from them. And if you can become comfortable with that, then actually you've understood what it actually means to have that relationship element of real leadership. And yes, of course, you course correct when required, and you'd have veto if required. But if you've got the right people, and then that's never going to be necessary. They're always going to be doing the right thing. So this team, in essence, has delivered that work. And my job's merely been to make sure that they're empowered as much as possible. And the other thing, I suppose, in terms of me specifically, it's always been about horizon scoping. While they're thinking about the business of the day, I'm thinking about what we're doing, 12 months from now, 24 months from now, and we're building that strategy. So we know where we're going, and we're having those strategic conversations to make sure we're moving closer and closer to it. Even though I don't have a plan, my personality is such that I will make a plan, but I'll very rarely stick to it. But you make the plan for giving a bit of certainty to the team, because it's an uncertain world. So people need to be able to sometimes see that detail, and that's fine. So you've got to have the plan, but more important than the plan is actually knowing destination. So as long as you know destination, you can have those strategic conversations and evolve your way to destination. And that's more my personality in that way. So I'm constantly horizon scoping. What are we doing 12 months from now, 24 months from now? And make sure we're moving in those directions. So I think they're probably two biggest. I have a diary which I and my diary are not friends at all. So I'm constantly busy. Allah knows what I'm busy doing. I'm constantly busy. But I'd say those two things are the really two most important parts of the job.